Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Christmas party. This is our 12 days of income. Woo! I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know. All of a sudden, it kicks it off on the live stream so I can hear myself speaking back. But I am so delighted to be here today. We're doing the 12 days of income. So, day number one was consulting income. Day number two was coaching income. Day number three was online courses. Day number four was income from speaking. And today's income stream, or on the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me income from VIP days, specifically how to earn anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000 per day by serving your clients via VIP days. And actually, I like to say, like, maybe even if you start at 1,500 a day and go out 1,500 to 15,000 a day, how do you create a VIP experience? How do you create an offer that's worth that price point for your day rate? Hi, my name is Vanessa Horn, and I am a business coach to purpose-driven entrepreneurs. Why do I say purpose-driven entrepreneurs? Because if you're like me, you don't just do what you do because of the income. And give me a 1 in the chat if you can identify with that. Like, you've turned down things that you could make money at because it didn't resonate with your soul. It didn't resonate with the reason for why you feel like you're here. It didn't resonate with something that felt life-giving to you, and so you turn that down. So it's not just about the money. It's about making a difference. It's about being on purpose. It's about making a impact in the lives of others. That's what purpose-driven means to me, and most of the people to whom I'm attracted and who are attracted to me. And so it's my delight to serve purpose-driven entrepreneurs with the strategies for you to get well paid to do what you do. Because sometimes some of us who are so heart-centered in the work that we do, we have a difficult time charging and receiving money for our services. At least that's what I've found, because I serve entrepreneurs around sales and marketing strategies to help you earn more, to make more. And it's based on the philosophy of working smarter, not harder. It's based on the philosophy of repurposing stuff that you're already doing. It's based on the philosophy of what is your area of expertise, your zone of genius, what feels easy to you, and stay in your zone of genius and leverage it, leverage it, leverage it. You can absolutely make a difference in the lives of others while also being paid handsomely. They can both coexist. And what that means is, part of it is all the inner work, right? It's part of the mindset work in order to be open to receiving your value. What I found is sometimes think that value, some people think that value is outside of themselves, like somebody else is just going to grant it on it, but it's so much of an inner work thing. And so today we're not going to really have a lot of time to dive into the inner work, because I want to give you some really fast strategies that you can implement to be able to add VIP days. This is such an easy income stream to add to your work that could be super lucrative to you if this feels like fun. I'm really, really big about working smarter, not harder, because I want you to create success from a place of grace and ease. And for some of us, I'm the type of person who's wired that I love, love, love to do intensive work. So most of the work that I do with my clients has always been virtual workshops where we're getting a lot of stuff done in a single day, or it's VIP days. I tend to not be the kind of coach that loves long-term coaching. And so you might be like me. You like to get intensive stuff done in a single day, have something to show for it. And if so, VIP days could be a perfect supplement, a perfect income stream for you to add to your portfolio. And what I'm going to show you today is how to repurpose what you might be doing in your coaching, or to repurpose what you might be doing in your courses into your VIP material. It's super fun and leveraged and smart. And for the right clients, what I found is I have clients who don't want to take my longer courses, who don't want to work with me, and even something that's a couple of days or my virtual workshops, they don't want to work in a group. They want one-on-one. They don't want to listen to videos. They don't want to listen to trainings. Instead, they want me, what they say is, Vanessa, let me hire your brain on my business for a day. And so we'll map out strategies. We'll get stuff done. I'll even hire my tech team to be there to implement stuff. So by the time somebody walks away, it's a completely, like, it's outcome based, and you'll see this as I go through the pricing. So let's dive into some of these strategies about VIP days, okay? As you may have seen on some of my previous lives, and do give me some kind of indication in the chat if you've seen any of my other income streams. Have you seen any of the other income streams, any of the Facebook Lives that I've done? What I'm trying to do here is set you up for a pay raise, to give yourself a pay raise in 2018. And so what I'm doing is teaching the philosophy of one core program, multiple streams of income. And one of those core income streams that I love is VIP days. But let's go to that philosophy of one program. And that means that I want to ask you, what is the process that you are best at? What is your zone of genius? What's the outcome that you get for clients? What's the work that you do with clients that's systematic that you can create into a VIP day? And I'll just give you an example of something that I do. And so you'll see how it's a complete repurpose of work that I am already doing. So let me show this to you. So this is just a little case study as an example. And I'm going to do a screen share here. Let's see here. Can you see desktop number 2? Okay, so can you see that? So this is a case study. I have a core program called the Signature Series, and it's about helping purpose-driven entrepreneurs like you to make a difference, to make your mark in life. And it's focused around 3 core areas that we help our clients with. Create your signature program upon which all these multiple income streams can be built. Market your signature program. So that's all about the client attraction, how to create an elegant marketing system so you have an endless flow of leads coming to you consistently. And sell, which is my Art of the Classy Closed curriculum, which teaches you how specifically to sell high-end programs and services. That's kind of our expertise. I don't even have to say kind of, it is our expertise, is specializing in high-end programs and services and even products, how to sell high-end. And high-end is relative to every single market, but to be premium in your market. And if you're earning a day rate of $5,000 to $15,000 a day, you're definitely in the upper 5 to 1% in your industry. That is a substantial day rate. And so it's definitely why I focus on this strategy, because what I spoke about yesterday in the income stream of getting paid to speak, I said, know what your day rate is. Know which one of your income streams pays you the most on a per day basis if you were going to break it down. And actually, VIP days don't even pay me as much. Even when I charge like $10,000 for a VIP day, it doesn't earn me as much as virtual workshops do, which is an income stream I'll talk to you about later, which is way more leverage. So it's not just one-on-one. But I do love my work with my clients. If I am going to do one-on-one work, I usually do it via VIP days. So what I do is, this is what our entire mastermind curriculum is based on. And so normally to help clients go through that whole process in a group setting over multiple calls and lots of hand-holding in a group, an intimate group even, it's at least a 4-month period. So a 4-month period, I cannot squeeze in a single VIP day to do all of it, right? I've done enough VIP days to know what exactly can be done in a VIP day. And I'm going to share with you what I've learned along this way so that you can be thinking about your own program curriculum. Now, what I teach my clients to do is to break down their intellectual property, their thought leadership, their course system. And I'll tell you, if you're going to be on television, if you're going to be a best-selling author, if you're going to be a recognized leader in your industry, people want to know that they can follow your system to get a result. And so what is that system? And all that it means for you to package your expertise into a system is a means by which to communicate a process that people can follow to get an outcome, right? So if you're going to be interviewed on television and have a book and all these things, they're going to know they want to know what's your process. I remember when my media coach said, go on TV, Vanessa, and I want you to give like an acronym. And I was like, oh, it sounds so cheesy, like the WANT formula. I think that's what I did it on, the WANT formula, like your worthiness. And I don't even remember what I said, the WANT, how to know what you want and how to get it, based on my book, I'll Have What She's Having. But I remember people who had seen me on television saying, oh, that's what I remember, your WANT formula. So there's either an acronym or a visual representation. And what I typically tell my clients to do is to keep it to like 3 to 7 steps, 3 to 7 steps that represents your intellectual property process that's based on creating a result for your client. So here's the thing, as an example, in my curriculum, it's broken down into 5 steps, right? Each one you'll see is 5 steps. I've actually sold Create on its own. I have sold the Art of the Classy Close on its own. But when I do my VIP days with my clients, what I've discovered is I can do a full day on Create, for instance, helping them package their program, their pricing, their languaging, the modules of their program, their thought leadership being articulated, what are the steps to their process, how do they ensure their clients will get the results, all of that is our Create process, and I can do that in a VIP day. I can do the market process, which the market process is helping you write your webinar, which is helping you write your Facebook ads, helping you write your copy for your landing page, basically all the assets that you need to create an online presence. Now, another day that's not shown on here is a branding day where I'll do like a video shoot with my clients and record a year's worth of content for weekly distribution in a day, or getting their photo shoot done. So those are examples of things that are done in a day, but they're all outcome based. So I'm showing you this so you can think about one of your courses or one of your processes, and can it be done in a VIP day if you walk through those same steps with your clients. Now, the thing that I've discovered about VIP clients is that they want it done. It's almost like they want it to be a done for you. And it's more really a done with you versus a client who may be more price sensitive and saying like, I just want to do it myself. So the kinds of people who are attracted to VIP days are the kind of people who want to rely upon you as the expert to extract from them what they need in order to have the outcome for the day. Now, I'm showing you here something that's very marketing specific or business coaching specific, but it doesn't matter if you do inner work transformation, or if you do relational work transformation, or if you do physical, body health transformations. What can you do in a single day? Now, it doesn't mean that the work has to only stay in that day, because you might have a couple calls before or after, whatever it takes to get the outcome. That's what I always tell my clients. What does it take to create the outcome? That's how you want to structure whether or not you add any calls before or after. What I typically do with my VIP clients is I have homework for them to do before. Now, the thing that I'll add is that you can do VIP days virtually, but what I found is it's a lot of energy for somebody to stay focused on one thing all day. So if somebody purchases a VIP day, I'll typically split it into 2 half days virtually in order to give that spaciousness, right? Like none of us want to stay in front of our computer all day long for that intensive kind of work. And so the structure, make sure that it's all based on core outcomes. Like that's the framework for what you want your entire day to be based on, to think about what do you want your client to walk away with? What do you want their experience to have been? What is the outcome? And then reverse engineer the experience based on that outcome. And so the structure of your VIP day is based on those core outcomes. You can see here Here's where I actually did a VIP day with a group of clients, and it was based on the steps of my marketing process, and I was walking through it, hand-holding them in a single day. So by the time they were done with their day with me, they had all of their marketing assets completely written and ready to hand over to a tech team to implement. Now, I have done, because it's all based on what, getting that outcome for your clients. I have done cases where on that second day, I've actually had my tech team there and they're getting it all done for a complete done for you service. So it can really be anything that you want, but what clients are paying for are three things: outcomes, experiences, and feelings. Outcomes, experiences, and feelings. As a matter of fact, one of my mentors, would charge like $25,000 for a day. And it might include adventure. It might include going and going on a yacht. It might include going on going on a spa day. It might include going on a zip line. It might include anything that you wanted to include, because or hiking or riding bikes, like it literally can be anything that you want, because you're creating that transformation. And so you want to reverse engineer the experience to what would create that outcome. And so when you're looking at each one of these things, so people say, well, what's that worth? How do I charge it? And I typically say, like, you might need to stair step your way into the pricing. But I remember when I first came on and had my first VIP day, actually my first VIP day was at my own office, and I charged $1,500, which seemed crazy back then, but I was like, I've got to start selling VIP days. I just wanted to do it and experience it and create a structure for my days. And I actually started it for $1,500. And the gal was like, I just want your brain on my business. And we literally walked through this whole process here where I helped her mark out all her marketing assets. So it was $1,500. Well, then the next time somebody asked me to do the same thing, I charged $3,000 for it. The next time somebody asked, I charged $4,000. The next time somebody asked, I was $6,000, then $7,500. And then it slowly went up to where it's at now, where it'll be between 10 to 15, depending on what the outcomes and whether there's done for you done at all. And so this is just an example of how you would do that, and so your pricing could be stair-stepped into what you want it to be. And it's based on what's that core outcome that you want to, what's the experience and the outcome and the feelings that your clients want to walk away with. And juxtaposing it, one of my pricing philosophies is, and let's see, I have some slides here, for pricing is, a lot of people would teach to go low end first. My philosophy is actually to sell high end first. Why? Because if you're doing your zone of genius work, you can command those fees, and a lot of people water down their fees. Meanwhile, it takes a larger volume of people to hit the goals that you want. And I can't tell you countless clients that I've had. So like, for instance, when Mike was leaving being the director of a not-for-profit organization, he was like, Vanessa, can I really transition to coaching and charging high fees? And I said, well, what kinds of outcomes do your clients get? What's the cost of them not having that solution in their life? What's the value of having that solution? So it's what I call cost and benefit analysis. And then you do that comparison, and that's what you base your pricing on, right? But you have to have the conviction, the confidence within yourself, and the clarity of that, what that experience is going to be like for the client to feel that conviction inside of you and be willing to pay it. Here was another client of mine who came to me who originally was charging. I said, well, how much are your biggest projects that you're charging for? And he said, well, my biggest project, he's a design agency, he said, is probably $40,000 for a project. And I said, well, that means that there's probably room in your portfolio for you to add VIP level services at $10,000 a month. He said, no, you're crazy. And I said, well, look, let's dial in on your zone of genius. Let's dial in on what makes you unique. What would be the client experience if you could create a VIP experience? And he got so excited as we started to brainstorm the fact that he not only did visual imagery, but he did video, and he did photo shoots and he did strategy. So he was able to bring these benefits to a client that were equivalent to what big New York City or LA agencies were doing, and yet he could do it at a fraction of the cost. And so, no kidding, within 3 days he enrolled his first VIP client who was charging, he could charge $10,000 a month to, within 3 days. And his previous biggest project was $40,000. And so $40,000 a year. I have another client. Let me see if I can pull up his picture. This was a client, and this is, I'm going to show this illustration because this goes to show how much you being in your zone of genius and what lights you up and what's really your mission work. So he originally came to me and he wanted me to initially help him launch a program online, which was income stream number 2 that we talked about. And I said, sure, I'll help you. What do you really want to do? And he's like, I really want to do mindset work, like really helping people around manifestation and possibility and law of attraction stuff. And I said, well, let's do that then. But he was scared. He was scared to do that kind of work. He wasn't confident that he could charge high fees for it. And so instead, he did something that was super comfortable for him. He used to be in the #1 distributor for a network marketing company. So he launched his first program around that. And when he launched his first program around that, he was able to charge around $3,400 a person. Well, let me tell you, it was a couple of months later that he and I had a conversation, and I was really, really encouraging him to do a zone of genius work where I'm like, listen, if you answer the question, what would you do if it were the last year of your life? You keep telling me you do this mindset work. You keep telling me you do this possibility work, this law of attraction, this manifestation work. Why don't you do that work? And no kidding, when he gave himself permission to do that, he immediately enrolled a client. It was paying him $10,000 a month, okay? And it was less than 3 hours of coaching. So whether it's VIP days or whether it's coaching, that mindset about the pricing, the key thing about it is knowing that that conviction has to be within you and the clarity of what is the client getting for that. And when you can, and you get clients who are like, I just want your help, I want this outcome, and you're best in category in what you do, and you're masterful at what you do, pick a price point that you can begin at and just encourage yourself to bump it up, bump it up, bump it up. But the way that you would do that, that you would structure that day is based on those core steps. Now, I've discovered that, that experience component, it just depends on what space you're in. But, when I say that clients are paying for 3 things, outcomes, experiences, and feelings, I'll have some clients who are like, no nonsense. I don't want to, I don't want extra time at the spa or I don't want, they don't want to like play, quote unquote, play, like include playtime in it. They just want to get down and dirty. Like one guy, he just wanted me to examine his entire sales funnel, and I rearranged some things. And no kidding, in that single day, even though he had invested $12,000 in a single day, we found the leaking spots in his marketing funnel where he went from selling one $6,000 package a week to 2. Right? So he immediately got a return on investment for that time, but he was like, no nonsense. He wasn't one who wanted to include play or leisure in it. Meanwhile, I've had other clients where we intentionally held it at a location that was extremely gorgeous. It included time on the beach. It included indoor and outdoor and experiences that were tied into creating the transformation. And so it could literally look like whatever you want it to look like. You want to go for a run on Runyon Canyon while you're in LA as part of your VIP day with your client? Well, is it tied to an outcome? Is it tied to an experience? Is it tied to a feeling for what you're doing? But when you become and continue, and this is why I'm layering all these income streams upon each other, because the work that you do in your consulting, the work that you do in coaching, the work that you do in your online courses, the work that you might speak about, right? Like each one of these, you don't have to reinvent the wheel for each one. You don't have to reinvent the wheel for each one. When I showed you this process right here, these 5 steps, these are the 5 steps. If anybody came to me and said, Vanessa, will you help me with your marketing? I would say, first of all, let's reverse engineer from what you're selling, who you're selling it to, and then I would they'd walk out with these assets. And I know the value of the assets because I've helped multiple clients launch their work online, and I've broken it down to a system. So literally these VIP days feel like fun. I'm including adventure, I'm including experiences, because I'm masterful in navigating what I need to get out of the brain of my client. I'm also in that process helping them connect with their heart, because that's an important part of the work that we do. I've done it so many times, and one of the things I'll tell you, and I'll tell anybody, is, stop reinventing the wheel. If I could go back and tell myself, I was doing, every time I ran a webinar, I was doing a new topic. Every time I launched a course, I did it differently each time. Every time that I spoke, I did a new talk. That is the hard way of doing things. Just wash, rinse, repeat. Get a proven system. One of my mentors said, same talk, different audience. So same experience, doing it over and over. So you're so masterful. It becomes almost like, when you drive to work, or you drive to your kids' school, or you drive to the gym, someplace that you frequent, and you can almost drive without even being 100% there. You're like, oh, I got to my destination. It's like second nature, because it's conscious. It's conscious work that you're doing because you've done it so many times, right? It's being able to almost do it on autopilot. It's the same thing whenever you're masterfully doing the same work over and over and over and over and over, so that you can do that work in those days that it feels so effortless and you're creating the outcomes for your clients. So find what that rhythm feels like for you to be able to give the clients that experience, that outcome, that feeling, that it gives you referrals from people who had extraordinary experiences. It allows you to market them whenever you offer an offer to a client. Now, I do teach the philosophy of have one core marketing system in place, and to sell high end, you're obviously doing it off of a strategy session. And so VIP days would actually be an upsell in my world. So you're marketing all things to one location, which is generally what I recommend is your high-end program. And if they can't afford your high-end group program, then you downsell to just curriculum only or a lower-end offer. Or some people are saying, no, I want to get the results faster. These are the things they're paying for as well. I probably should add this on here. They're paying for results faster. They're paying for things to be easier, and they're paying for somebody who's already figured it out and they just can follow in their footsteps. So frequently that's what clients are paying for. And so a lot of my VIP clients, they're not the kind that are wired to go through a multi-week program with a group. They're not. They're like, I don't want to watch videos. I don't want to have to do worksheets. I don't want to have to do any prep work if possible. I just want you to extract it out of my brain and do this for me, Vanessa. Like basically that's what they're asking for. And now I know my audience is all kinds of individuals who do all kinds of coaching, and some of you do business coaching, some of you do life coaching, some of you do transformational work, some of you are network marketers, some of you are consultants, some of you work full-time jobs and you have your side hustle. It doesn't matter. VIP days is an income stream that you can add because it's a substantial return on investment for your time. Like literally, I had one time one of my mentors said, Vanessa, stop doing anything else and just sell a VIP day a month. And you're making your life a whole lot easier. Like the service delivery on that is substantially less than trying to do other things. Now, the only thing I don't like about that is that it's still my time that has to be there in order to fulfill upon it. And the other thing is it doesn't get that continual residual typically, because it's usually a one-time, or maybe it could be a multiple time offer. If I had it to do over again, actually what I would have done, one thing I've learned, I've helped launch so many companies and programs online. If I had it to do over again, what I think I would have done is taken a percentage. Because I've had companies, clients who've gone on to build multi-million dollar businesses. And if I would have just taken a percentage, maybe a lower VIP day to start, but a percentage of what they were able to create online, I would be better off to have that residual income from what their companies are now earning from launching programs online. So you can structure your VIP day pricing, you can structure your VIP day experience to really be whatever you want it to be. Now, one of the other questions I frequently get is, how long is a VIP day? I'm the kind of person who's a lot more sensitive to energy these days since I had adrenal exhaustion a year ago. And what I've found is kind of a sweet spot is a 6-hour day. 6-hour day. Now, I've had clients who are super, super intensive and we went to like 9 at night. I do not recommend it. I do not recommend it because not all clients are wired that way. So really find out what is the rhythm of your client and what is your best rhythm in order to create the experience around that. Now, here's another little trick of the trade that I'll share. Let's see if I have a picture. I don't think I have a picture, but when there's one of my favorite places to host VIP days, it's in Hollywood whenever I'm in LA, in Beverly Hills area, and it's a hotel, really gorgeous hotel that I can rent their boardroom, and it's got gorgeous windows, and they come in and put a lovely setting and amazing meals and all of that, right? And so the room rental is $1,000 for the day. And I typically will do a nice, gorgeous hotel location when I do it, right? Like something that's very airy, not like you're inside of a hotel room, conference room that's all, no windows. But something that's a luxurious feel or that is a gorgeous location. So I'll rent something for the day. But here's like an example of a cheat of how to do this so that it works for you, and you can also create an extraordinary experience for your clients. But here's like a little cheat. So I have this favorite hotel in Beverly Hills. It's $1,000 for the day for a VIP day to rent the room. However, if you do like a $1,500, I think it's a $1,500 food and beverage bill, the room is free. The boardroom or this little conference room is free. So what I've sometimes have done with VIP days is in the evening, I'll host like a dinner, and it'll be more like a prospecting dinner. So just think of it like as a live in-person webinar kind of talk. And I'll charge per person for the dinner. So maybe I'll charge $97 or $150 and so I know that I'm going to hit my bare minimum of my $1,500 or whatever the food and beverage minimum is. So I'll limit it to that number of guests. And then at that event, I'm having invitations afterwards for sessions and usually enroll a certain percentage of them into my programs. Meanwhile, I just had a whole VIP day there at that location at no expense to me, right? So that's just a smart way to get your room paid for while also getting paid for the VIP day and creating prospect pool of people that you can sell into services on the back end. So that's just a smart way to spend your day, to spend a gorgeous room rental if you get one. So that's just some examples. Let's see if there's anything else I want to be sure to cover here today. I think I'm going to end it with that. My team keeps telling me, Vanessa, you're trying to do too much on these. You share too much. So that's it. I'm just going to end our VIP day talk based on that. I'd love to know in the comments below, what was an insight that you got? Let me take this off of screen share. Stop screen share. There we go. Why don't you type into the comments below what stood out to you? What did you learn? What's a little strategy that you picked up on that you didn't know previously? Let me show you this slide because I did mention it, but I just want you visually to see this. Where is it? Right here. Oops. So I want you to visually see this because right here, Can you see that elegant marketing system? So here's what I was talking about. Like you want your main marketing to go into what your one awareness. So here, for instance, my leverage group program is where I want all roads to lead to the marketing of that, downsell to content only, upsell to the VIP days. This is an important part because when I'm thinking about the questions you might be asking, which is like, where do you find these clients? I don't typically, I may on occasion send out an email to my list that is just VIP day specific, and I'll say, hey, if you've been needing this, you want this, this is what the outcomes that you'd get. I only have this, one spot or X number of spots that I'm selling. I have sold VIP days straight off of emails where people get on the phone with me and then we make sure we got the right fit for the day together. But when I'm thinking about, you might be asking the question, where do you get VIP day clients? It's based on really creating this elegant marketing system that's based on your one main marketing position and awareness, right? My philosophy is one program, multiple streams of income. And as you get a lead, a stream of leads coming in for this offer, sometimes that's not the right offer for them. And so downsell to curriculum only, or right here is where you'll find the ones who might be the right fit for your VIP day. Okay, so that's just an example of where those prospects for VIP days may exist. All right, guys. So I would love to know what was beneficial to you. Do you see what we're doing where we're layering that one program, multiple streams of income? We've talked about consulting. We've talked about coaching. We've talked about online courses. We've talked about speaking. Now we're talking about VIP days. Every single one of these can be based on the same core program, one program, one program, one program, one message, one work, one focus, one idea, one zone of genius work. And I know you're multi-passionate like me. I know it. And sometimes it's difficult and you don't want to choose because you feel like you're giving up something. I'm just telling you, there's so much ease you can add to your life, so much grace you can add to your life, and add the creativity on the front end with your marketing. Add the creativity on the front end with your marketing if you want, but let your service delivery be as simple as possible. I will be talking about after this series, let's get through the 12 days of income. And then I think actually as we lead into the new year, I'm going to share my favorite income stream. And then I'm going to start talking about how to structure your time, because there's 4 core quadrants of how you spend your time in sales, marketing, admin, and service delivery that's critical. But the main thing in that I'll say is like keep your service delivery streamlined, because the other demands in your marketing time, unfortunately, what I find is a lot of people not spending their time in the right quadrant, so their income doesn't match. So I'm teaching you VIP days here as a layering income stream upon the other ones that you're doing without having to work harder. Do you see that? It's coming. It's clients that are coming from the same elegant marketing system. It's clients that are coming from that one core message, that one core program that you're putting out in the world, and you're just delivering it a different way via a VIP day that's typically 6 hours, that includes something that feels fun for you, creates an extraordinary outcome, experience, and feelings for your client, that is value-based pricing based on them saying, oh my gosh, that was so worth it, right? In comparison to what they got out of it. The cost is minimal in comparison to what they got out of it. So that's the objective with VIP days. I hope today was useful for you. Our next income stream, I don't know what our next income stream is coming up. It might be books. We'll see. I don't have it in front of me, but we'll be talking about our next income stream to layer on top of this. I look forward to continuing to serve you in our 12 days of income. Merry Christmas. Lots of love to you. We'll see you mañana. Beijos.